Hey everybody, welcome back to Life Talk with Ashley. I hope everybody is doing wonderful and amazing. Per usual, I have an incredible, spectacular, wonderful guest that I want to introduce you guys to. And just we'll go ahead and put this out there. This is somebody that's extremely special to me. This is a friend, this is a sister, and that is my girl, Felicia Yvette Roberts. How are you, sis?
I'm good, sis. How are you?
I'm doing great. You look fantabulous, honey.
Oh, girl, I'm trying.
Well, you're succeeding. There's no try about it. You are succeeding. You look fabulous.
Thank you, girl.
You're more than welcome. And how is life for you? How is everything with you? Since we're talking about life, let's talk about your life. How is everything?
Life is good.
Okay.
Well, we say life is lifing, but everybody got their ups and downs. But overall, life is really good. And so I'm definitely excited about life, the opportunity to live, breathe,
Yeah.
and all that God has for me. So life is doing good, girl.
And you know what? Life is doing real good for you because, sister, you just went viral.
Oh, sis, unexpected all the way around. So, I don't even know how to react to all of this. Okay.
I mean, you're a star.
I wouldn't consider myself a star, but I do appreciate my little bit of fame that I have had. Um, it's just a blessing. I don't even really know what to say about it, how to put it in words, but it really is a blessing to see all the love that people have had for that particular video.
Well, for all those who do not know, Mrs. Yvette Roberts just went viral for holding it down solo in the soprano section, singing one of I find that song to be quite hard. Stephen Hurd's Revelation 19. I find that to be hard. You have to have some skill to sing that song for all of my choir heads out there, all of my fellow choir heads. And my good sis just went viral for singing the soprano part being the soprano section all in herself. It's so funny. Like, we've been friends probably now for almost a decade, maybe like 6-7 years. So
Yeah.
and so I remember talking to you, and I was just like, you sing soprano? And our good brother Derek was like, does she? And y'all know what that means when somebody says that. Like, does she? No, she kills the soprano section. And I had no idea. I actually seen you at Derek's concert, our brother Wink's concert, singing a few years ago, and you had other sopranos with you, but visibly, audibly, you were the soprano section by yourself. And then here you are years later, actually in the soprano section by yourself, singing a very difficult song, and you don't went viral. So first off, I want to ask you, where were you at when you were singing?
So I was at my home church, the Kingdom Cathedral, and actually one of my friends, Rita, was in the audience. So shout out to Rita because she was actually recording the video. I had no idea she recorded it until I was sitting at home on Sunday evening. My best friend called me and was like, "Girl, you were singing," and I was like, "What? What are you talking about?" So I jumped on Facebook and I saw the video, and so I was like, "Oh my God!" So of course, it didn't mean to happen that way. We were just called to sing as a choir. Um, just so happened that Sunday, the other sopranos who normally sing with me were out. One of them had death in her family. The other one was not there that Sunday. And so it just happened to be me by myself. And that's how the video got captured. But like I said, I appreciate Rita for posting it because she was like, oh my God, my sister's holding it down. So big shout out to Rita for posting the video. And then everybody else who just shared it. I mean, who knew that it would just take off? Like, I didn't know.
But that's how those things work. And shout out to Rita again from my side, because she is a soprano par excellent herself, extraordinaire, par excellent by herself. So shout out to her. And I think that it's viral for us, but we all know which people like you, Rita, Carolyn can do in the soprano section. Virginia has an incredible
Yes.
musical
Yes.
talent here in the area. So the world is getting introduced to something that we already knew, and that's that Virginia is for lovers and Virginia is for singers.
That's
So
true.
yeah, you've been singing in the choir since you were 3 years old. So tell me about your love for music.
So I started, like you said, I started singing when I was 3 years old. I started in the Voices of Joy. I grew up at Cedar Street Memorial Baptist Church of God in Richmond, Virginia. I remember my choir director, Ms. Hurd. She gave me my first solo that I sung in church, and I was so nervous as a tiny girl, singing that first solo. And then, music has always been in my family. My father sings, my mom sings, my aunt, whose birthday is today, she sings. I grew up watching everybody sing, and so I just followed what I knew. And when I grew up, when you was in church, you always did something. You was gonna sing, you was gonna be an usher boy, you was gonna do something. So singing was just what I had. It was the gift that God gave me that people have cultivated along the way. And, so that's how that went. Um, my mom tells a story about how one day I had sung a solo in church. My dad had to preach. My dad's a pastor. My dad had to preach Sunday evening, and then he called me up to sing. I didn't want to go up and sing, but my mom was like, some lady in the church leaned over and said, "Baby, if you don't encourage her to go ahead now, somebody else is going to encourage her to do something else." Ooh. And so she made me go up there and sing, and I sung the song. But it's just always been somebody just kind of encouraging me and motivating me to just keep pushing forward, to keep singing, and helping me to cultivate the gift that God gave me.
That's beautiful. And what people may not know is on the keyboard was your husband.
Yes.
Playing. And so did you guys kind of get together because of your love of music, or how did that work out with you and him? My brother Lamont Roberts, who is a beast on the keys, who's a beast singer himself. So we got two powerhouses in your household that can sing and that are musically inclined. So how did y'all get together musically? Like y'all meet at a concert? We know for choir concerts around here. How did y'all get together?
We actually met through church. Our story is a very interesting one. I will not go into all the details about that right now, but I met him through church. Yes.
And did you know he could sing? Was he singing when you met him?
Yes, he was a musician and a praise and worship leader. Yes, when I met him. Mm-hmm.
And you lead praise and worship yourself, correct?
Yes, I do lead worship. I am with the Mount, one of the Mount locations, and then I'm the worship leader of the Mount Western Branch, and then I help my husband from time to time at the Kingdom Cathedral, where he is the worship leader. I sing there on the praise team all the time. That is our home church. So I've been serving at my church for, I know, over 20 years. But sometimes he does let me lead a song or two.
And I heard you preach a word or two too.
Oh, my word. Yes.
So we're gonna get into it. We need to let people know who you are. We're getting into this, Mrs. Roberts.
You try to do it all, Ash. Yes, I was licensed to preach in 2011 under my father. And so I've been preaching for a while too as well. But I do not like the spotlight, Ash. So this is like really out of my scope. So I'm just I'm just trying to, I'm not a spotlight type of person. I just do what I do, out of my love for the Lord. That's how I was raised. You serve in church, that's what you do. It's just, for me, it's just more natural. It's not something that I try to do or try to put on to do. This is what I know I'm supposed to do. I love the Lord. I serve.
And that's what ministry is, choir ministry, which is like one of my favorite ministries in the church. It's serving. So I know that it was kind of like second nature for you. There's no sopranos here. I got to go ahead and do what we're going to do, because you can't have a choir without a soprano section. Right. I mean, I'm a journalist. I hope like my impartiality is not showing, but I love the soprano section. Like we just do something that's incredibly amazing. Shout out to the other section of the choir, but the soprano section is something special. But you just, when we watched that video, it was you holding it down by yourself, but you could tell that you had this love for God and this love for music that exuded itself throughout the video. And I think that's why it resonated with so many people. It resonated with me. Like I shared it on my page, and I had people like my classmates liking it on Facebook that I didn't even think would be interested in something like, choir music. But right. That's what choir music does. Like I had this saying that I just created in my head. I said, praise and worship gets you through, but choir music takes you over. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you play on that, you know what it's like Saturday mornings and your mama playing that gospel music. It's time to get up and clean, rise, shine, and give God the glory. And
That's
so
it.
I like think choir music is just something spectacular and amazing. Who are some of your musical influences that help cultivate your gift?
So I would tell you this. When I was a little girl, my aunt actually gave me a tape of, she's a singer who's no longer with us. Her name was Lucretia Campbell. I used to play that tape every day when I get home from school. I would go in the back bathroom of the house. I would close myself in the bathroom. I mean, and Lucretia Campbell has such a range with her voice. And so I would try to mimic her and her range because, oh my God. I mean, that was one of the main people that I know I listened to growing up to try to help stretch my range. I love, I mean, I have a fond love of all gospel artists. I love CeCe Winans. I love Kim Burrell. Let's see, who else do I really, really love? Of course, I love Mary Mary. I mean, there's so many people that you know that you could just see yourself in. I love Miranda Curtis, Crystal Aiken, all of those people. They are phenomenal, of course, in their giftings. But you know, I kind of listen to them to see if I can hear my voice in their music, or you know, just picking up different things that they do.
So I know that you were, you know, you have a professional career, but do you see yourself doing anything musically full time? Can you see that for yourself in the future?
You know, that is an interesting question. I've never, ever, ever considered myself like a singer, or as far as like doing backgrounds or becoming an artist or different things like that. And honestly, right now, I would say it's still kind of up in the air because I still don't know. My husband, who was giving me the side eye in the background, always says something different. But you know, right? It's kind of up in the air. I don't know.
But the important thing is like you're still serving at different ministries, so people do get to be privy to your gift of singing. And I just think like in this season, like, you know, us and the girls, we were talking to you, like, just let God lead you. You know, let him lead you. He's a mighty good leader. And we don't know where God is going to take you in this season, especially with you being famous now, girl.
Girl, stop calling me famous. I appreciate my 5 minutes of fame from social media. God knows I do. I appreciate again all of the love from that video. Like, it was amazing to see. Now, I am the type of person, I'm not going to be all in the comments so much. And so I know people probably like, she ain't even saying nothing, because sometimes I just have to stay clear of the comments because I know social media, it can go up and it can go down. So try to keep myself even, you know, even keeled. And, you know, I don't want anything that's going to come and dampen my spirit. So I appreciate, you know, all of the love and people who reached out to me and said, oh, they give you so much love. You know, I appreciate that. But yeah, I appreciate my 5 minutes of fame. That's all I can say. Thank y'all. I feel like everybody needs to at least have 5 minutes of fame in their life. And so I'm grateful that I had mine.
That's beautiful. And that's some really good advice. You got to stay out the comment sections because the same people that will lift you up will tear you down. I read this book a few years ago. It's called You Are a Badass. And what resonated with me the most from that book is it said, don't get caught up in the criticism and don't get caught up in the praise. Because you know, it can turn that quick, but you know, I'm always going to be your biggest cheerleader. Well, one of them, because you do got a husband. So I guess I'm number 2, but I think you have an amazing gift and it's just so inspiring. You're so humble. This is not fake humble. This is my girl in real life. She knows she can sing and she can blaze on y'all, but she don't do it to y'all too much. So I appreciate you.
Thanks, man.
Tell people where they can find you on social media.
Oh my goodness gracious. So on social media, you can find me on my regular Facebook page. It's Felicia Roberts. On Instagram, I'm Felicia Roberts as well. You can also find me on my business page, which is Grace.2 and Shine. And then on TikTok, I am Phenomenal Felicia.
Ooh, I love that. Do you do more singing on TikTok? I feel like you should be on social media singing more. Do you do more singing on there?
Well, so I'm glad you said that, because after that video kind of surfaced, I started getting a lot of requests and people want to be my friend and people follow me. And I told my husband, I said, if people are going to be disappointed because I don't go live singing, I don't post live videos singing, like, If you see me singing, somebody else definitely posted it. It's not me. But maybe that's something I can work on as far as, but I feel like I'm also my harshest critic. And so something that may be inspiring to somebody else, I can play it back and listen to it. And I feel like, no, that wasn't great. And so it kind of keeps you from posting it a lot. But I'll try to work on doing something.
Well, we would certainly appreciate it if you did. Well, thank you so much, my girl. I appreciate you. I love you. And here's to much success in this season of your life.
Well, thank you so much, Ashley. And I want to give you a shout out too, because you just had a birthday. Yes. So y'all put in the comments, like, talk with Ashley. Ashley just had a birthday. And so I appreciate you, Ashley. You are such a phenomenal person, a wonderful journalist. And I'm just excited that I have a front row seat to what God is doing in your life. Okay, y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all this. I keep in the background, I'm always the one in Ashley's ear saying, Ashley, come on, produce more content. I need more videos, more like Talk with Ashley. And here I am. She done put me on the spot. Never did I think I would be on the spot, but I mean, hey, if this is the way the Lord gonna work it, that's how we're gonna do.
You see how the good Lord works. Do you see
how
that?
you work?
Thank you, Yvette.
Thank you, Ash. I appreciate you so much.
You're welcome.